Why not me? That is my favorite phrase. I use it all the time. Um, I want it can apply to anything because it almost eliminates a lot of the doubt or worries or whatever that's like that initial to get over to getting that donut that you want.
Hello, everybody. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I'm bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Jeff Jenkins. Now, Jeff is an award-winning travel and food blogger, speaker, podcast host, and influencer based out of Austin, Texas. Jeff is proud to add host and travel documentarian to his list of adventures as he stars in Never Say Never with Jeff Jenkins, a show that explores diverse cultures, locations, and overcoming fears, backed by National Geographic. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, hello.
So glad to have you on this program. You're the absolute perfect guest to have, given what you do. So before we get into any more serious questions, I have to ask the obligatory themed question. What's your favorite donut?
Ooh, great one. I would still go with you can't go wrong with a blueberry like cake donut.
Yes. And
Those
that
are
that gets into the cake versus yeast donut debate as well. So I see we're addressing it
mm,
all with that answer.
mm. And I
So
do I love me a good yeast donut as well, but that blueberry is so good. It definitely is.
I love that. Well, I said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
I'm a really fun guy. I think so, more than anything. I don't know. I'm trying to consistently help the world and in picking my sphere of influence and what I can do for people. And so that's what got me doing Chubby Diaries. That's what has me traveling around the world, just to help people, help chubby people travel the world more comfortably, and build that community that they need.
That's so beautiful. And when I sort of think about what you do and what I do, I there's like so much parallel, but in a different way. So I was really excited to have this conversation with you. And let me reset this for people who've never seen a Take the Donut interview before. So why do I keep saying take the donut? For me, take the donut is an expression. It's the same as carpe diem. It's all about going after the things that you want in life. And it comes from this very strange thing that happened to me in college where I left an actual donut on a table. And that became an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave an opportunity behind. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take the donut instead of leaving it on the table. So, with that said, everything that we're talking about here is really going to be about going after opportunities, going after goals, and what that looks like practically speaking day to day. So, with that in mind, here's a question for you. How are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you?
Um, well, one, the goal has to be dreamt up, or I have to give myself permission to actually, uh, like, yeah, give myself permission to actually go for that goal. So once I like get the goal like in my head, like I dream it up, I have to write it down. Like me, if you don't write it down, I feel like it's not a real thing, you know? And it's in those moments that like I go really, really big, and then me going really, really big, that's when I have the roadmap that I need, or I can start planning the roadmap. It gives me like my North Star. That's the best way of saying it. Yes. More so the North Star that I need so that I can just work backwards on how to actually achieve that goal that I'm going for. But now it's through like trial and error, or just life experience, that now shooting for the stars isn't as unattainable as I thought it was when I first got started, or even just like me living life. Because I used to be a high school choir teacher before I started doing what I do now, but I dream really big. I have audacious goals, and I go for those goals now because I had to, one, figure out like truly what it is that I personally wanted to do that was like more fulfilling to me. I also had to realize that people weren't coming to save me, and then just having confidence in myself to actually go for the things that I dreamt up because other people have achieved those same things. Like, why can I not do it?
You mentioned that you have to write down a goal for it to feel real. Is there a particular place where you have to write that goal down, or can it be anywhere?
Um, I would say, well, one, it needs to come back. Like if you're serious about that goal, you have to be able to find a place where you can see it over and over again because that's another thing. You need to be able to write it down somewhere that you can like see it again. And so my phone is actually the place that I do majority of it so that I can have it on the go and stuff like that. But I also like actually putting it pen, paper. I have my planner right here as well. This is my favorite little thing, like my favorite book because it's just blank pages. And so there's times I want to do a brain dump or something like that, and I'll just do some goal setting. I do it in that book as well.
Mm. So sometimes when you have a really big, you go after some really big goals, I can see. So when you have a really big goal that you're going after, what keeps you motivated, especially if it's something that's going to take you a lot of time and effort to get there?
I like what somebody told me before that if the goal's not big enough, you're not going to continue to go after it. Like this, the goal needs to be get you up in the morning and get you excited about the day because like it's like, man, this is something that's like really cool. So it's the energy of the goal that continues to motivate me. Like, hey, if this actually happens for me, like I would even say just getting a TV show like, man, if this happens for me, oh man, that'd be awesome. So what do I have to do to get this TV show? Let's figure things out. And so it gives you that bright-eyed, bushy tail to go after something that you personally want and desire. And so I think that's it. And I think a lot of times people fail to dream big and they dream practical more than just like things that they know they can't obtain. Like, and for me, I know how long or how difficult or all the obstacles that possibly can come in my way. And I even multiply it by 10 just so that I know that like even what I might think, it might even be harder than that. And so, but knowing that those things do come and the obstacles do come, knowing and bracing myself for that, when they do come, they're not as bad because like, oh man, I thought about it.
Okay. So if you have a goal, really for any of us, when we have a goal, a lot of times challenges come up or obstacles come in our way, and it makes it harder to get to the place we want to get to. For you, is there a particular brand of challenge that just comes up over and over again, no matter what you're doing? Like your Achilles heel?
Hmm. That's a good question. I mean, to me, sometimes it's delegation. I think that continues to get in my way at times or bottlenecking to where everything has to go through me with my team at times. And I've been working on it now for the past like 3 months, like really, really working on it and understanding what even bottlenecking is. Um, so that I could like remove myself so that people that I've hired to do stuff for me can actually do the job that they were hired to do.
Yeah, I can relate. I think a lot of, I think a lot of small business owners in particular can relate to
Mhm.
that, where it's like you're
Mhm.
so used to taking care of your baby, this
I did
project,
everything. Yeah.
this thing, and you it's hard to let go of the control of it.
Mhm.
When you think back on on your whole life, personal, professional achievements, what would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken?
Stepping out on this or doing entrepreneurship, like going after like at the time when I started doing content creation and stuff like that, becoming an influencer, and traveling around the world. Like the thought of doing that, like that's cray cray in a lot of ways. Like I know a lot of people, even family members, was like, "Wait, what? You're planning to do what? You're quitting your job and doing what? Like what? This makes no sense." And at the time, you're talking about me being a plus size man and me also talking about the plight and the challenges that plus size people face in the travel industry where there was no like conversations about that at all. That to me was a big task, big donut, like really was because it's like it was something I've just never seen. It's something that I wanted, and I wanted to help bring change to it. And I think it was me just having to just be delusional in some kind of way and just build this confidence of just saying like, okay, if I keep going step by step, this will happen for me one day.
Mhm. Is there a donut that you're taking right now? Anything that's in progress for you that you can talk about?
Um, yeah, there's one I can't tell you about yet. I wish. Um, yeah, I still think that I would go with the books. I have a kid's book that is on the last stage of like just the publication part of it that I've been writing, and that's been a lot of fun. But then also writing my own like memoir slash self-help book, and I actually have to start writing it, and I start doing that this month, and I'm very nervous about it in some ways, but then also I know like how helpful it can be for people, but it's just like getting to that point of just like, okay, sitting down and actually getting it done. Because procrastination, when it comes down to writing, because writing is not my favorite thing to do, the procrastination of like, oh, I'll get to it, like I have to get to it. So
I have no doubt there are a lot of people who want to read it. It's just a matter of, what you can get the energy to say and how
yeah.
you want to frame it. I think knowing how you frame it is half the battle with that. This is a really exciting journey that you're on with this. Well, I'm sure there are people who are listening to this who have a donut of their own that they want to take. Maybe they have already started, or maybe it's just an idea, but perhaps they could use a little bit of motivation to get there. So let's sprinkle some encouragement. And what would you say for those people who have the donut? They just not quite sure how to keep moving forward with it.
Why not me? That is my favorite phrase. I use it all the time. Um, I want it can apply to anything because it almost eliminates a lot of the doubt or worries or whatever that's like that initial to get over to getting that donut that you want. Like for me, I'd be a bestseller, a New York Times bestseller, all for third. Like like why not me? Like why not me? Like me have my own TV show. Why not me? Me have a successful business like other people. Why not me? It's like reframing the question is what I'm always telling people because it always starts with the mindset. Like if you have the right mindset going into it, you can achieve anything. So it's that if the mindset is correct and your mindset is in a good place, I definitely that will take you further and it'll get you to the place that you need to get to. But I always ask that question. Like I see something that I want. I see people do some things, or even things that I never even thought for myself that I randomly think about, and I'm like, oh wait, why not me? Like, why can't I not have that? Like, I can go for that, you know. And so, like, and that's another thing. Like, I was actually just having this conversation last night with my wife, and I said we were talking, and the one thing that I thought about myself was that like the people who like do what I do and are just successful in some kind of way, I thought they had like superhuman powers. Like I just thought that they were just like they just had a gift. And now I think to myself, even just saying it out loud now, I think that like our school system, even me being a teacher, like we try to identify the gifted people within like our schools, like the athletes and the kids that might be in the gifted classes and stuff like that, the AP. But a lot of times I start to realize a lot of times these people aren't geniuses. They just have a dedication and a work ethic that puts them in this elite category that makes them not average. Like my friends, like I used to be like, man, it's almost hard to maintain an A than it is to keep the or like than just to get an A. You know, like it's really hard to maintain an A and then get maintain straight A's at times. So it's not that people are superhuman. It's just that they have a work ethic and a dedication, and that's the one thing that I had to realize for myself, and that other people have to realize as well is that. Man, it is they're not special. They're not more special than you. They just put in the work, and that's all it really is.
It's so good. And I also love to go back to your phrase, why not me? I think
Mhm.
it's short and it's simple and it's the type of thing that you could put on the, like you can hit record on that and you can keep playing it in your head over and over again. And I think so many of us have like the why me question that's already baked in, the self-doubt that's baked in. So why not me is just a simple way to twist it,
Yes.
short
Yeah.
and sweet.
Oh no, you hit the nail on the head because I remember the first time I heard it and I was like, oh, yeah, like why not me? Like it changes things because there's so many times where we're just always like, why me? Why me? Like almost playing like I hate using the word victim, but like it's almost like I'm taking what's given to me instead of me going after the things that I want. And so that's what that why not me does.
So good, really empowering. For those who want to follow you on your journey, where can they find you? What links should I put in the description?
Yeah, they can follow me at Chubby Diaries on all my social media platforms, especially YouTube right now. We're really growing our YouTube. We just got to 6,000 subscribers on there. I've been like working on that the past 3 months, but we upload videos every Saturday, and I'm super excited because YouTube gives me that opportunity to just do my own kind of videos that I want in travel and inspirational. So if you're looking for some travel inspiration, please go to my YouTube channel.
So good. Well, everybody be sure to check out those resources. And if you liked this interview, be sure to like and subscribe because there's so many inspirational interviews still to come. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Jeff, for taking a little time and talking with me, with all of us, about taking the donut and going after the things you want in life.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much, Melissa, for having me.
Okay, everybody, you know what to do. Go out there, get inspiration, get donuts. Bye, everyone.
Get those donuts. I love it. I love it.